We're going to go global.
Afreximbank, under its Creative African Nexus initiative, Canex, launched an African Gastronomy and Culinary Arts program during the 3rd Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Cairo, Egypt. The inaugural session featured 9 celebrity chefs from Africa and the Caribbean taking part in masterclasses, conversations with culinary experts, and a live demonstration dubbed Jollof Wars to highlight the unique and cultural diversity of the popular dish among Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal. According to Professor Benedict Orama, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank, the introduction of the program would help to refocus continental efforts towards local food production to ensure food security, reduce high food cost and imports, as well as minimize the impact of external shocks on Africa's food supply chain.
Food, your cuisine, the gastronomy takes you to the end of the value chain of agricultural products. If it takes you to the end of the value chain of agricultural products, it means that is where you have the highest margins. So unless we find a way to increase the way our food is eaten and the scope of its spread, we will not attract the highest value from what we produce at home. So going all the way to the culinary and the gastronomy is a logical final step in the journey we want to take to return to Africa what belongs to Africa.
The Canex African Gastronomy and Culinary Arts program, developed by African Food Changemakers, is an opportunity for the promotion of African cuisine to develop trade and the local food value chain through the promotion of local foods. And what better way to do that than by trying to answer the age-old question, which country has the best jollof rice?
We have 3 chefs from different countries, but when you're going to judge, you don't know whose food you're eating. So you're going to give your vote based on the taste, based on how you enjoy the food. So your taste bud is going to do the work. 12, 13, 14, 15. The winner.
So the winner of the first Jollof Wars at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair 2023. How does that make you feel, Chef?
No, very, very, very happy. You know, we have been into this war for a very long time. That was last 2 years or last 4 years. We did it in Liberia, we did it in Ghana, we did it in Nigeria, and then today is in Egypt. You know, it's actually amazing having Ghana to win this competition. It's naturally not surprising because we have won this competition several times. Just very unfortunate last year, Gambia has to take it, but this time at Egypt, Ghana has taken back, you know, what belonged to him.
I love the fact that jollof was being celebrated in Egypt. And what happened today when we started the war just between Senegal, Ghana, and Nigeria was that other countries raised their hand and said, we want to compete. Sierra Leone, Liberia, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, countries that historically don't have jollof rice. And that means that we're elevating our food, and we're going to be competing with sushi next as the world's #1 food. And the more competition we create, the more excitement, the more drive, the more growth, and the more impact. And that's what we want to see on the global stage.
Seeing everybody come together and the Jollof Wars, Professor Rama and everybody cooking on stage, you know, it's something to be proud of, to be honest. Bringing Africa together, we do a lot of things as lone countries, but we don't usually collaborate enough. So highlighting that today was something to really be proud of.
somebody has to be the winner. That is why Ghana is taking the crown.
This newest vertical within the Canex program hopes to sustain the African food value chain from production to consumption and support local restaurateurs and entrepreneurs in upgrading the dining experience through skill development and capacity building.
It gives me so much joy to see this come to pass because Africa is naturally endowed for agricultural excellence. This is one industry that we can compete in globally. Our food is phenomenal. We have tremendous diversity. It's nutritious, it's healthy, and the world needs to know about Africa's food. It needs to be celebrated, and that's what happened today. I am bursting with excitement about what the future holds because if our food is celebrated around the world, it impacts the lives of our farmers, it creates jobs, it brings foreign direct investment, it brings hard currency back into the continent, and then we change the narrative of Africa from being a hungry child to a successful entrepreneur, either male or female.
There's a lot of food in Africa that we need to sell to the world. You know, a lot of spices that we need to sell to the world. Africa has the best cuisine so far, I will have said, because we have a lot of food that people don't know about. So this is an opportunity for us to come up together and then actually put up a best dishes on the plate for people to try and know the kind of cuisine we have in Africa. So I think this is one of the best events so far to put Africa together and putting our cuisine also together.
You know, things like this are starts. You know, there's a lot more to be done, and the conversation is one to really pick up and continue with. But it's a start. You know, us talking about it is a start. We want to try to export Nigerian cuisine and African cuisine to the world. The aim is globalization. We want to globalize what we have so that we can continue to export ingredients and export knowledge and export everything that we've got, our culture, to the world. And it starts with conversations like this and events like this where we can showcase what we've got. Nigeria did not win the Jollof Wars, but you know, we got to a lot of people got to learn about Nigerian jollof and every other jollof. A lot of people did not have an idea about some of these things. So anywhere where knowledge is shared, I think I'm always up for it. But we really want, to be honest.
One people, united in culture, creating for the world. Now, I know you hear Jollof Wars and you're thinking, how does that relate? It does, because what has happened here today is about putting African food on the map. Now, Ghana won, and this is a long-age war that has been going on. Who has the best jollof rice? But here at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair 2023, at the first Gastronomy and Culinary Arts Masterclass, we are beginning to see that African food is indeed going to the world. I'm Shaitan Atigari, reporting live from Cairo, Egypt for Rise News.